The third component that we'll examine in Domain 3, Instruction, is the component Using Assessment in Instruction. Assessment of student learning plays an important role in instruction. No longer does it signal the end of instruction, it is now recognized to be an integral part of instruction. While assessment of learning has always been and will continue to be an important aspect of teaching, assessment for learning has increasingly come to play an important role in classroom practice. In order to assess student learning for the purposes of instruction, teachers must have their finger on the pulse of the lesson, monitoring student understanding, offering feedback to students, and where appropriate, making adjustments to the lesson. In a classroom where the teacher is using assessment in instruction, one would observe the indicators shown here. One would also observe students evaluating a piece of their writing against the writing rubric and then conferring with the teacher about how it can be improved. What does using assessment in instruction look like in the classroom? In a classroom where assessment is used in instruction, you would observe the teacher circulates during small group or independent work, offering suggestions to groups of students. The teacher uses a specifically formulated question or another technique to elicit student understanding. The teacher asks students to look over their papers and correct their errors. What does a classroom look like where assessment is not used in instruction? In a classroom where assessment is not used in instruction, you might observe a student asks, "How is this assignment going to be graded?" Another student asks, "Does this quiz count towards my grade?" The teacher forges ahead with a presentation without checking for understanding, or the teacher says, "Good job, everyone." In summary, when teachers monitor student learning, they look carefully at what students are writing, listen carefully to the questions students ask, create questions specifically to elicit the extent of student understanding, and use techniques to ascertain the degree of understanding of every student in class. This concludes this presentation, Using Assessment in Instruction.